All right, man. So this is the first one. I don't see much with your walking. Your gait, it looks pretty good. The only thing that I start noticing, and if you pay attention, is your ankle swings out on your right foot, swings out, and then you swing it back in and land with that big toe. Nothing crazy, but it definitely caught my attention because your ankle, when I see it here, that foot's kind of externally pointed out. You pay attention to the way that it's pointing out here. When you step out, it's pushing externally rotated. So you pay attention a little more to that hip and that ankle, see what's going on. But other than that, everything else looked pretty good. All right, man. So this tells me a little bit more what's going on, and we're gonna pay attention to the way that you're landing and swinging that foot. Not bad here, pretty good. Heel toe drive, good and stable. Knee lined up to that middle toe. A little bit internal rotation, but that's not bad. We need internal rotation in the hip. But when you bring that back leg to the front, it look how that knee drives out. I really want to say that hip, that right hip, that right heel is really sticky. And then you swing it to the front. Boom, bring it right back to center, to stride. And then heel, toe, good. But see that collapse? And if you pay attention to that front knee is definitely caving in more than your left foot. If your left foot, boom, a little bit more straighter. If you go back, that knee's pointing more towards the midline of your body. So I really want to say that right hip, that right.
Okay. When he steps forward here, pretty good with the right leg, right? That heel looks relatively tall. He's pushing through his big toe pretty well, solid. When he goes this way, look at that. A lot of external rotation through that calcaneus. Very, very, very limited with big toe extension. Okay, so that's going to be a problem on that left leg. Now, there's no issues with the left leg yet, but when he starts jumping, if we're really lacking a lot of big toe extension here and we're just continuing to shy away from that big toe, we're gonna add stress, or we're gonna make this medial gastroc more susceptible to injury.
All right, man, this is really going to tell a story. So here, I'm looking at position, the way that you're lined up. And look at this foot. It's already externally pointed out. It's outside of your body alignment. And that knee's kind of already caving in. So this could definitely be triggering that knee pain. If I let it play through, toe touch, not bad. But as you can tell, you can see that hip is hiking a little bit more than the left. You're squatting down. If I pause it there, see how that foot's already out. So that's the ankle collapsing, knees going in. I could definitely guarantee it's coming from that hip. This hip is higher than that. Left hip is higher than that right, just because it's collapsing. If I let it play through, once again, you see that alignment. Let's see it from the side view. I wish I would have gotten the other view just because we would be able to see that right knee a little bit more. But toe touch good, good spine. Hip mobility, solid. But like I said, this definitely isn't higher than the right side. See it on that lower back. Extension of the spine, solid, right? Definitely left hip is a little higher. Coming up, not bad. Run it through again. Boom, good. That upper trap, definitely we need to loosen up those upper shoulders as well. Lines up there pretty well. Maybe a little lower back tightness, but that could be coming from that right hip that's definitely tight and compensated. So things we're going to tackle. All right, man, this definitely tells me more of the story for sure. When you go to your left, really smooth, upright. You're definitely planning more on that heel. Definitely planning more on that heel. Good hinge through that hip, right? Little detachment here, but that could be definitely because you're not able to keep that foot down due to the stickiness on that right hip. If I play it through, smooth. Then once we go to your right, let it play through. Definitely a harder time, especially when I pause. You're already pivoting that left foot out, but you're definitely bringing more of that weight towards the front than you pushing that hip back to laterally lunge. I see it from this side. Heel stays good, but I could also see how that ankle's getting detached from the floor. Good hinge. So I got the hinge. Now we should from the other side. Definitely more forward, not good hinge through that backside of that leg. Using more quad dominant, having a hard time to hinge. So if I pause it there, that compared to this, way better hinge, activating more hamstring and glute. So definitely have to target the hamstring and the glute loosen up that anterior aspect of that right hip, and that's gonna definitely relieve some of that knee pain. So that way you're able to run a little bit more with fluidity through your bottom half. All right, man. So this definitely tells me a little bit more. And when you turn to your left, that right side's pulling you back or not allowing you to do the movement. So that hip is going up and pushing out in order for you to turn. See how the shoulder is also elevating? So definitely dealing with a lot of stickiness in that right hip. Play it through. Boom, bring that hip out. If you switch sides, a lot more smoother. That hip is not moving. You keep the hips a little bit more in line and rotating with the spine. Versus when you're doing it on this side, when you try to turn, that hip is coming anteriorly and being elevated up to the ceiling as well. So definitely got to open up that right side. It's going to help us a lot for you to perform your best. All right, man, checking upper body now. So you touching your shoulders, elbow flexion, extension, not bad. Really good. But what I'm paying attention to more here is when you're anteriorly and posteriorly rotating that shoulder. When you try to bring those arms back, there's a little stickiness on that shoulder. That prevents you from really rotating, and you can swing your arms back. That last one, you're able to see it a little bit better. Boom, bring it back. And this is kind of pulling you back. The chest and the shoulders when you're going back, boom, and it kind of like leans you back. So stuff that we need to open up and prioritize, and that's going to take a lot of that tension in the neck area and get rid of those forward rounded shoulders that we're dealing with a little bit as well. Now changing ankle mobility, paying attention to the heel. Really good on the left side. Heel stays attached. Pretty good in the aspect of touching that box with your knee, so really good. Now when we go over to the right side, I could already see a little bit of off balance as well. I have a little bit more time, but that heel is definitely coming off the ground. So telling me that we're definitely lacking some mobility. They tell me that you rolled your ankle not too long ago, and that hip is shifting. You lose your balance as well. But it's very subtle that you see it, but you can see that hip rotating internally just to be able to get that knee over the toes and touch the box. So just think that we need to prioritize. So let's work, Brad. I'm excited that you joined the team.